Hello, welcome back to Inspire Generation once again. We are so grateful to have you people, and as always, we are always excited to have you people and to share this information with you people. And this is Tony. Of course, this is Inspire Generations, and we are so excited, and we are at Inspire Generation Farm. Even before we get to that content, I want to say thank you for always liking and sharing and subscribing to our YouTube channel. We are so grateful. You can also follow us on all our social media platforms, that includes Facebook, where we have a page called Inspire Generations, and even on TikTok we have Inspire Generation Farms, and here on YouTube you can follow us all the time, even as we continue to learn together. So today, our class, we are talking about why you need to stake your tomatoes, and how the process of the staking does go. And of course, as I said, when you're doing tomatoes, and especially you're doing tomatoes, using drip irrigation, you need to have tomatoes that you can harvest for a long time, 3 to 4 months. So there's something that we call staking, and this is where the process of staking starts. So these tomatoes, it's about the tomatoes that you see over here, it's about 3 weeks, actually 4 weeks, yeah. But then once you've done your transplanting, you give your tomatoes about 3 weeks. You start you do something that we call covering. And when I mean the covering, this is just one tomato, yeah. The main root of this tomato is over here, and this is the reason why you cover your tomatoes with the soil. So you see, this is just one tomato. So when you cover this particular tomato with the soil, so what happens, it develops roots down over here, and as a result of that, we have these branches that you can see. So in 1 week we will have some some very big branches over here. So you see, this is a branch, this is a stem, if I can call it that. This is a stem, this is another one, this is another one, this is another one. So if you happen to come to this farm, you are a new person, you are visitor a farm, probably you will think that these are how many tomatoes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You think that we have 6 tomatoes at this particular point. No, this is just one tomatoes, and this is the reason why you cover them like this, so that when you're doing your staking of something that I'm going to show you right now, you have because this is going to give you tomatoes, this is going to give you tomatoes, this is going to give you tomatoes, this one, this one, this one. All right. So at the end of the day, you find that it helps you to increase your production. And also another thing, and I'm going to share with you and actually show you something on the other side as they are doing their fertilizer application. So what happens, when you start feeding, especially when you start watering, this particular plant is not taking the water from just the main point, the main root, because it has developed root on this part and this on this part. Then it makes it easier for it to absorb water, to get the fertilizer and all the feeding. So we have a crop that is going very, very vigorously. So we will proceed to the other side where we've done the staking, so that you can see what I'm talking about. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the staking. And if you come to this farm, probably if this is your first time, you think that somebody want to kuanika nguo hapa. All right, but this is what we call staking. And you can see all these posts, they have they about 1 feet and some to the ground, because this tomatoes will grow up to this particular point. And when they start, the production is too high, they can even zinaweza anguka na miti. Okay, but then this is the reason why we do the staking. So I've explained about the covering, and you see the result of covering, because at this point, if you come to this place, you would think probably these are how many tomatoes we have. We have 1, 2, 3, and if you see well, all of them, all those the stem that we created because of covering, all of them have tomatoes. We have tomatoes, we have tomatoes, we have tomatoes, we have tomatoes, and yeah, it becomes so good. And you find at the end of the day, even when it's a rainy season, it helps in terms to prevent fungicide there, because you don't have tomatoes crowding at the same place. So when they are doing the staking, yeah, when they are using the string to kind of tie, yani kuzifunga, it helps. They do that even as they prune. Yeah, they do that even as they prune, so that you don't have a very bushy place. And it also helps even in terms of when you're doing your spraying. You can see that. And I also want to show you something. When I was talking about the feeding, Yeah, they are doing the fertilizer application on the other side. Maybe I can show you that, how now they are doing that, because as I said, when you feed it, you put fertilizer at this particular point. So this particular tomato is not feeding from the same spot, yeah, which makes the absorption of nutrient becomes easy. Even when you're watering them, it becomes very easy because that it's not feeding from just the same place. If we could have let this tomato to stand just the way it was from the beginning, then probably it will be at this particular point. And let's say we don't prune them, then you get that you can't harvest that tomato for a long time. And I can assure you, probably December, January, we will still be harvesting this particular tomato. So I want to show you on how we are doing the fertilizer application. We want to give this tomato a little bit of a boost, you know, to help it to grow well, you know, to grow vigorously, and so that we can have more tomatoes. And you can see the flowering is good, the tomatoes are good, and you know, we keep doing some good work at Inspire Generation Farm. All right, so let me show you something. All right, so as I said earlier, this is what we are doing. We are doing fertilizer application. Probably because of some reason, I'm not going to promote this guy until they pay us. So, but this is what they are doing. So when I was talking about, you see that is just one tomato, but we have a lot of stems coming from the same place. And so they do the fertilizer application, like they drill just like a trench, they put the fertilizer and then they cover it with the soil. And that helps in terms, you know, when we are feeding, that fertilizer goes to the plant, you know, little by little. So that is what I'm talking about. And as you can see, that's what they are doing. And these are my people. How ndio manager wa hizi nyanya. So that's what they are doing. And you can see the tomatoes are coming out very good. And we're also trying to fix some drip line, you know, so that we can increase, you know, the watering. And the person that is doing that is our person here. Yeye ndiye manager mkubwa, Mr. Michael on the other side. He is trying to help them in terms of, you know, to fix the drip line. Yeah, so that you know, to increase the watering at the farm. And yeah, we're doing a good job, and I can't do this alone. These are my people at the farm, and I really enjoy working with them. I love what they do each and every day, and you know, that's why it is very important, you know, to be involved at the farm. Yeah, to make sure that you have your people, you talk with them, you know what is happening at the farm, you get engaged with them, and you are able to, you know, to get to this particular point. Because if I was by myself, there is no way I can do this by myself. So it is through their help, wananisaidia kila siku, and we get to, you know, we get to do this. So we just doing some fertilizer application to boost our crop, to make sure that it grows well. The flowering, we have a very, you know, to have a uniformity in terms of growing. So that is what is happening right now, and we will continue sharing this information with you people, even as, you know, as we continue to learn together. So that is all about our staking. Number one, we said it helps to increase the, you know, in terms of production, and we've done an explanation as to why, because this is just one tomato, but within that tomato we have about 6 branches, and all of them have tomatoes. So by that we get to increase the production. That is the reason why we do the covering. And also in terms of staking, we increase the shelf life, not shelf life, we, you know, we are able to harvest that particular crop for a longer time, because if there was no staking in this place, hizi nyanya zote zingekuwa chini, and that would not be good. So we do the staking to make sure that they are good, and it also helps us to, you know, to do the pruning. Yeah, and for that reason we are able to harvest this tomato for a long time. And of course, when we harvest it for a long time, I mean, we are able to recover, you know, our investment, and also make some money from this particular crop, you know, to grow ourselves, to pay our people to the farm, and all those things. So this is what I call farming. And for me, when we come to the farm, this is, you know, this is my joy. I enjoy staying here. When I see this particular green, I'm so happy. And of course, probably in some other time, we will talk about pilipili hoho, capsicum on the other side, and we will tell you, probably that is our love. The crop looks so beautiful. We will talk about that some other day, but for now, that is all about staking. I will continue sharing more information with you people so that we can get to grow together. Thank you for always liking and sharing our videos, and thank you for always joining Inspired Generation Farm, and we will continue to grow together. So if you have any comment, leave that comment in the comment section. If you have any question, do the same, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.